worst.
What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 back again alongside JS Miner 87 here on the DFS Quarry channel on YouTube. We are looking at a 3-game slate here for Friday, December 21st, 2018. Lineups are what they are today here. A little low scoring, I think. Anyway, what do you think, Jared?
Yeah, either the cash line's going to be low. I mean, I'm seeing some guys that are like leading the contest with 35 and done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. I mean, it is what it is. Really just a bit early for me to tell what's going on. I apologize to everybody. I got busy towards the end of my day and did not realize that there was a contest out there that missed by one person, and Cole pointed it out in the Slack channel that it's my fault. So to Cole and everybody else who entered that, I apologize. My fault next time, dude. You know what I mean? Do something, man. Message me on Slack. Fuck, Joe, get in the goddamn contest. Whatever you gotta do. But it is what it is. We're not gonna sit and ponder on that because I'm a dumbass and I've already forgot to enter full lineups and took 0. So, it's just the way it goes, man. It's all part of it. My job is a ton of hurry up and wait until I get home, and then it's hurry up and Joe be lazy. That's why we're starting so late tonight, because I was sitting on the couch with my feet propped up, drinking a cup of coffee, watching the Pens game. And that's exactly what I was doing. So we won't hold you up any longer. Before we get into it, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach that 100 subscriber mark. When we do, we're going to have a contest, give away a free hat. Winner will choose the NHL team of his or her choice. Share us with your friends. Follow us on Twitter at JoeMiner3131, at JSMiner87. Follow the channel. That's normally where I am, at DFS Quarry. And if you're interested, we do have a Slack chat channel community going over here on Slack. So if you're interested in that, let your email in the comment section below, or hit me up at DFS Quarry, and I'll need your email to send you an invite. That's how you get in there. So if you're interested in that, prefer you to subscribe to the channel or be a subscriber currently and come over and join us in the Slack. It's a lot of fun, man. We discuss. Actually, I gotta commend everybody in the Slack. For the most part, everything has been extremely on topic, and it's been all hockey, man. Not really anything else going on in there. Pretty much hockey, opinionated. Stays somewhat DFS until today when Jared and Justin had it out about the Pens defense. But that's typical. Anytime Jared and Justin get together, they normally have it out about the Pens defense. Jared and I are on the same side here. If we kept Fleury, Pens defense don't matter. But since we got freaking Matt Murray, Pens defense matters. So with that being said, we're jumping right into it. First game up on the slate, Ottawa Senators heading into New Jersey, who is on a back-to-back here. New Jersey Devils a -175 home favorite. Didn't see that coming. Over under 6 in this game. These goalies are confirmed. It will be Craig Anderson and Keith Kincaid. Jared, take us away, bud. What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of 3, right? So, Ottawa is 5-4-1 in the last 10 here. So, perhaps you want to make sure look at that recent data, because Ottawa will continue to be 175 underdogs on the red until they can improve their dead last on the red record. They are 4-11-1, 2.9 goals for, with 4.8 goals against average throughout the year. That's pretty sad. But as we know, Craig Anderson was only standing in front of the goal half the time. All those goals were getting scored, but he seems to have gotten it together here lately. You look at his, if it is Craig Anderson, I assume they haven't played in a few days, but he's 2-1 with a 2.68, 0.918. So he's gotten it together here a little bit as of late. New Jersey's playing a tough game, or it's finished yet. I can't remember, but they were playing today, like Joe said. I know they were down earlier there. So with Taylor Hall getting a goal in the second line, they've moved him. So interesting. Looks like New Jersey's taking a little over 3 penalties a game, but their penalty kill's pretty solid. They draw 3.5 power plays a game, which is nice for special teams. You look at Ottawa here; they're 24th in the league in penalty kill. So potential action here, looking at the New Jersey side. For me, I don't think this is going to be super high scoring. Actually, I think a couple games on this slate are going to actually be pretty low scoring. So you're going to want to have to kind of maybe take some one-off plays and stack the one game that you think is going to be high scoring for me. But looking here, I think you got Mark Stone here as a guaranteed play from the Ottawa side at 6,000. Brady Tkachuk there, first line. You look at the first line, at least you're getting the shot production. You dip down to that second line, and you just don't see as many shots, which tends to be the problem here. So you might want to look at that power play lineup there and play it that way. Maybe stack up Mark Stone with Brady Tkachuk. And I thought they had Zingle on that first line, but I am wrong here. I'll tell you what, I might even just take 2 one-offs of this game, Mark Stone and Thomas Chabot there on that, and leave it at that from the Ottawa side. And I certainly have interest in Craig Anderson. When you look at shots here, Ottawa gives up the most shots. So assuming that Anderson, they can enjoy that little bit of rest that they've had over the past couple of days, take advantage of New Jersey's back-to-back, perform a solid game, you're going to get a great performance out of Craig Anderson at a $7,200 price tag. So I like him. A little bit of other defensive plays besides Chabot here looking at. I was telling Joe there, Cody Ceci, birthday guy tomorrow at 3,600, maybe. Listen, sometimes when you throw a quarter in a GPP or something, the birthday thing's just nice to take a chance at, because the little things like this is what matters, and I know from experience when I'm a guy that never scores a goal and they get it, and I somehow get a goal out there on the ice, I'm a defensive defenseman, the team rallies around and wants you to get that goal. So it being a birthday, if Ottawa is up and New Jersey pulls that goal, they might be looking to feed the puck to Cody Ceci somehow to get him a goal on his birthday. It's possible. It's not guaranteed every time. But like I said, you're throwing a quarter in GPP. Cody Ceci might not have high ownership at 3,600. Why not give it a shot? New Jersey Devils side, like I said, Taylor Hall gives that second line some exposure here. So Taylor Hall and Coleman. I kind of like that second line a little bit more now that Hall is back and playing well than the first line. If the typical Ottawa team that gives up 4.8 is out there playing tomorrow, you got to have it exposure to this first line, though. And they've been playing pretty well as of the past 5 games. Cal Palmieri at 6,300, certainly not overpriced. I think that's a fair price. Johansson at 4,200 is actually a steal. So if you even wanted to one-off him, completely acceptable with 5 points in 5 games and 17 shots, 2 power play points. And he's sure at 5,400. He's probably your overpriced one that you can leave out. I technically would probably have more interest with Zajac at 3,900 than getting that first power play minutes here. So that's what you want to look at. Do you have interest in third and fourth line? I think you got to look third and fourth line. Maybe it is Boyle in that fourth line, because if you want to differentiate yourself on this small 3-game slate, the key might be hitting a stack on that third line or fourth line where there's going to be limited ownership. Certainly when you look at Brian Boyle and Jesper Bratt on this fourth line, you got production there. You got a goal and 2 assists from Brian Boyle in the past 5, and you got no goals and 4 assists from Jesper Bratt. Both of these guys are seeing power play time and a fair amount of minutes. Maybe not the best amount of minutes, but it's possible. Going into the defensive side, you can certainly make a case for Sammy Vatanen at 4,800. And Andy Green here at 4,100 on that third line. 14 blocks is an amazing stat. 14 blocks, 5 shots, goal, and assist at 4,100. He's a nice play tomorrow. Who's it going to be tomorrow? Did you say you have anything confirmed on the Devils side? It was Kincaid tonight. You're muted. Well, if it is going to be this Mackenzie Blackwood, I think you certainly kind of take it.
It was Mackenzie Blackwood tonight.
Oh, they switched it.
Yeah, and Kincaid is confirmed on left wing lock.
Yeah, I don't got interest in Kincaid.
I'll dive into it here real quick, I guess. I mean, how do we rule out anybody, right, on a 3-game slate? We literally have 6 teams that we're going to be looking at here. So I think you got to kind of keep everybody in play for now. Ottawa side here, I really don't have much interest, and I don't think that New Jersey's not giving up a ton of power play time. They're not taking a ton of penalties. So I really don't think it's necessary to go there. So with that being said, just play it by the lines. And to me, the only one that really interests me at all is Tkachuk, Colin White, and Mark Stone. So that those 3 there, I think, are in play. More so than everybody else. I do like Thomas Chabot at 5,600, and I already wrote down Cody Ceci, Jared, for the birthday bash, or the birthday boy rather. So I'll consider him as well. I do like Craig Anderson here. Not sure if I'm going to take him here, but I do like him. I think he's in a good spot, and that price tag of 7,200 is not bad at all. New Jersey, man, they're a mess. Although, I mean, if you really look at New Jersey, right, and you look back at what New Jersey did last year, you could almost say, hey, New Jersey was playing above their heads last year, well above their heads last year, and now they're back down to earth, and this is what they really are. And to me, this is what they really are. This is New Jersey. Kincaid, I don't like. I just don't like it. No, I don't want to do that. I think Ottawa wins this game outright. So New Jersey side, Hughes here at 5,400, okay. Cal Palmieri, 63, okay. Taylor Hall is overpriced at 71. Yeah, that would be it for me over there on New Jersey side. I'm really not into these guys at all. Maybe a one-off of Blake Coleman at 4,800 won't be too bad. It'd be okay, I guess. Sami Vatanen defensively at 4,800. That's a little pricey, but I really don't like New Jersey. Andy Green, 4,100. Okay. This is ugly. This is probably the game that goes off though, but it's just ugly. So yeah, you won't see me here too much. I do like Anderson, so I wouldn't mind maybe Anderson with Chabot and CC, something like that to start my lineup with, and then go elsewhere for my forwards. But really, not much in there. Maybe we'll hash this out tomorrow a little bit more in the Slack, but as of right now, Jared, I'm not going to have very much ownership in this game at all. Next game up, a lot more interest here. As I would imagine everybody has tons of interest in this game. Buffalo Sabres head into Washington to take on the Washington Capitals. I would have to assume the pissed off Washington Capitals after the tough loss to Pittsburgh the other night. They actually outplayed Pittsburgh. They did. So it was a tough loss. Ovechkin knocking one off the post there. Could have tied the game up. It's a tough loss for him. Minus 155 home favorite for the Caps here. 6.5 over-under, and it should be Hutton and Holtby. I would have to assume it's going to be Hutton and Holtby anyway. Nothing confirmed. Jared, I'm sure you got a little more interest in this game.
No, to say the least here. I don't want to jump out of the seat and give everyone my lineup here, but I don't think it'd be a shocker here. You look at this first line, and if you analyze the last game, both goals for the Penguins come from that first line. I guess you could say the one was the power play by Crosby off the skate there, but The other one was a first line goal. So I think you have to look at Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart. It's a pricey first line, but I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to leave anyone out here, because in a 3-game slate, if you miss that assist, it could make or break you, really. When you got Reinhart with 9 assists in 5 games, he certainly said no longer is that just Jeff Skinner and Jack Eichel. I'm out here too. And I think for a while there, we were kind of saying Reinhardt's the guy you leave out. Reinhardt's the guy you leave out. Yeah, you wish he'd throw a goal in there and a couple shots, because if you don't get that, it's a killer. But I think you play the odds smart and throw Reinhardt in with your Eichel Skinner line. Now, if you don't want to play that, and this is a game where I honestly think you play it a couple ways. I think you do a typical stack, the chalk line, so to speak. But I think you got to look at picking a line wherever you think their line's going to score from, and going with it. Maybe you look and say, I'm going to stack this third line, the GPP play, and play it. Tomorrow is the day that you GPP play maybe 5, maybe 10 times, guys, for a quarter. You got three games, only a limited number of options. You play that quarter GPP at 5 or 10 lineups. Why not? I mean, yeah, you might tie with 8 other people for the top prize in one of those hits, but if you've been on a down streak and you want to get back in it, maybe you hit on that and changes your luck a little bit. So I'm going to play this game a couple different ways, and because I do believe this game is where the scoring's at. So I will have an exposure to the first line, exposure to the second line, potentially an exposure to the third line, at least in that quarter GPP. I want to pair up. When I play the Buffalo defenseman here, I'm pairing up both Rasmus's, and I'm going to run it, because these guys are producing at excellent levels. They're both getting shots, both getting blocks galore, and they're fair priced. You got Ristolainen at 5,200. He's got a goal and 3 assists, 20 shots and 11 blocks in 5 games with 3 power play points. You got Rasmus Dahlin, who's 1 goal and 4 assists, 17 shots and 5 blocks with 2 power play points. Both these Rasmuses, pair them up, put them in. That's your constant. You can create those forward lines how you want, and pair them. But I think those Rasmus brothers, I'll call them, they're in play, and you play them each and every time. I'm not going to take my chances on Hutton tomorrow, because like Joe said, I think they're pissed off. Going over to the Capitals side, Ovechkin is good. Backstrom let me down, and you can certainly see at 6,200, he doesn't have the price that you'd want to see. 6 assists, 3 shots, and 2 blocks. If he doesn't get an assist, he's getting you a big fat 0. He got me a 0.5 the other day. I think you leave him out. I think you maybe aim for power play, which is the Evgeny Kuznetsov there with Ovechkin, and look at this first power play unit. I think that's going to be your better play. I had exposure to that third line of Washington the other day with Brett Connolly and Lars Eller. Actually, it was last night. I forgot. Lars Eller got me that goal there. I think you can kind of expect the same in this game with Brett Connolly, Devontae Smith-Pelly, or Lars Eller getting you another goal. Maybe you play that. I think Ovechkin's going to be your key in this lineup, to play him each and every time in your lineup. Carlson, he's in play with the production he's had at 5,800. He's not overpriced. I think that's a fair price for him with 6 assists in 5 games. Holtby at 7,900. I'm not so sure. I really believe, and like Joe said, it'll probably be the game that goes the other way. But I'm going to take my chances on Craig Anderson at a lot of lineups tomorrow and play the odds that say New Jersey on a back-to-back. Ottawa, yeah, I know they're on the road, but maybe they get a win. But I think you can consider Washington giving up 32 shots a game. You got Buffalo averaging about 32. So 32 shots you're getting from Holtby. What does he give up? That's your question.
Ooh, I like both sides of this game. Probably both power play units too, to be honest with you. Buffalo side here. I do like, yeah, look at that top line right there. Top power play unit. Skinner, Eichel, Reinhardt, Rasmus Dahlin, Rasmus Ristolainen. That's exactly what I like right there. Those 5 top power play unit for Buffalo. I don't want nothing else. Could you play something else? Probably. I'm not going to. I don't want no Hutton. Washington, I think, is going to score here. They're going to have attitude. They're going to have something to prove. So when they roll out here, and they do give up, they do take penalties. Washington does. So it's easily, you could easily see Buffalo, seeing 3 or 4 power play chances here in this game. And I think that Washington is going to see at least 3 power play opportunities in this game, at least 3. So I'm more on what do they got here? Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Oshie, Ovechkin, and John Carlson all on the top power play unit. I'd have to look in to see how they split their time. Probably, I don't remember doing that at all this year with Washington, to be honest with you. But if you see here, man, Kuznetsov, dude, is shooting the puck a ton, man. 17 shots. He does have 5 assists with 4 blocks and 2 power play points over the last 5. At 5,900, I think he's a better play than what Backstrom is. I don't want no Oshie. John Carlson is interesting at 5,800. Definitely interesting at 5,800. And Ovechkin did not score, broke his point streak the last game. And to be honest, man, Ovechkin's going to score here. So I think you lock and load Ovechkin. Run him in every lineup you put out there. As far as Holtby, again, I don't think so, man, because I think Buffalo is going to try to flex their muscles here a little bit, too, to prove that they can score and play with the big guys. And let's face it, Washington is the big guy right now. They are the defending Stanley Cup champions. So I think Buffalo's got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to come out here and try to prove something. So if that's the case, I think they do put up some goals. And like I said, you can pretty much count on where their goals come from. It's that top line, man, and those 2 defensemen. Beautiful plays. That's what I got there, man. I like Washington to win this game, actually, and I wouldn't be shocked to see a 5-4 game. Something around there. Next game up, Chicago Blackhawks on a back-to-back. They were just whipping the piss out of Dallas as we were talking here. I think the last I looked, there was 3-1. Colorado Avalanche, they're at home. Minus 200 favorites, 6.5 over under in this game. And Grubauer is confirmed. So I'm kind of thinking Grubauer might have kind of stolen that job over there as the #1 goalie in Colorado. And I'm going to take a shot on this for Chicago. I seen projected, I think it's either Delia. It's Delia. I'm not sure how he pronounces it. Hey, Myron, what's up, buddy? So I'm not whatever. I don't know nothing about this kid. I'm assuming he's a kid. Let me see here if they got any. Yeah, nothing. He's 6,900 min price for the most part as far as the goalie goes. Jared, what do you like in this game? I'm assuming that you got to be all Avalanche, right?
Well, I think I've been all Avalanche past couple games that Avalanche has played, and it really hasn't panned out. For me, for this game, I think I might kind of spread my exposure a little bit. Maybe I'll play the Rantanen on that first line and then try to get some exposure from the other lines here a little bit, just to kind of, see where we can go. I think, let me just take a quick look here. While I open that, I'll continue talking from the Chicago side here. So Chicago, I think you can look at that Brandon Taves, Patrick Kane thing there. Both valuable plays at their price tag here. I know some goals here. Brandon Saad even. I think you can even pair up Taves with Brandon Saad now. Some production certainly happening on that first line. And Brandon Saad hasn't even been demoted from that first line, so he's there to stay now. I know you saw that at the beginning of the year. DeBrincat with another goal tonight, so that's going to give him 4 goals in the past 5, assuming the 1 goal wasn't in the last 5 games ago, but 10 shots and 2 blocks with that power play time. 19 minutes a game, so he must get a fair amount of time and must move around maybe a little bit, unless his time still is getting adjusted being on that third line, because I can't see him getting 19 minutes of a third line time. Gustafsson with another goal tonight. So at 4,500, he's in play. On the defensive side, Seabrook getting some points here, but 5,000, I might take the savings on Gustafsson. But you know what? If you're on Chicago and a small slate, you could probably pair up some defensemen here as well. As Joe said, Colin Delia, I have no interest in Colin Delia here. I do think that Avalanche gets the win. But let's go here, see if the schedule opened here for Colorado, because let's see. So, yeah, they got 2 goals against the Avalanche, 1 goal against the Islanders the game before. 3 games ago against the Stars, they got 6 goals. So maybe they are hungry. It's been 2 games since they really got a lot of production here. So I think you'd at least have to take your chances on the top line. I tried to validate and see where you go, but I don't know where you go. I really don't know where you go. They got no depth scoring. So if teams center around this first line, you really are done for. Chicago gives up tons of goals. So, I mean, you could see Montreal had a team that was capable of shutting down those guys. The Islanders, they got a defense that shuts down those guys. Chicago's defense, they are, their better guys are all aged guys. So, yeah, I think I'm going to actually take another chance on this top line. I'm probably going to pair them up, though, and not do the 3-line combo here. So I might just do McKinnon and Landeskog, leave out Rantanen or something of that nature. And I'm going to try to get a defenseman in that combo as well. Maybe I'll go to Tyson Barrie at 5,400, or maybe I'll even pay down and try to take maybe an Ian Cole, Eric Johnson. Keep an eye on Zadorov. The injury report, I know, mentioned Zadorov the other day, and I think he's uncertain for the game tomorrow. But yeah, maybe you Barrie on that first power play line, and if it's not Barrie, on the second power play line is Sam Girard. So those are defensemen you kind of want to look at. And like Joe said, Grubauer, 8,200. It's a high price, and I don't know. Like I said, I really am high on Craig Anderson. And I hope it doesn't screw me like some of my guaranteed plays have been. Stats are certainly lying this week, the past couple nights, but I'm not sure. Do you want to pay 8,200? I guess, yeah. I guess you have to, maybe on a chalk play night. That 3 points is going to be valuable.
Depends on how you're playing, what contest, right? I mean, if you're going to play like 3-man contests for the most part tomorrow night, may as well play Grubauer. The other 2 guys are probably going to play him too. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing Craig Anderson at all. I just think it's contest dependent, maybe a little bit here. And to be honest, I think I'm going to focus on 3-mans tomorrow on this three game slate here, because honestly, the Ottawa New Jersey game is not attractive at all. In Chicago, whatever, the Buffalo Washington game is beautiful, and Colorado is nice. So I think ownership, everybody knows by looking at the slate where they think it's going to fall, and I think you're right just by looking at it. Obviously, Buffalo Washington game and Colorado is going to draw the ownership. So play smaller contests, I think. Once you get up into the 50, 100-man contest, there's going to be a lot of duplicate lineups that you're going up against. Carolina was a massive, massive letdown. Raiders. Oh, wow. That was a massive letdown. But let me just talk real quick here about Chicago. I'll give you the 3 forwards I like tomorrow. It's Saad, Taze, and Kane. Maybe a one-off with the Brinket at 5,200 off that third line. I think we can go there. Defensively, I wanted to play Forsling the other night. Had him in my lineup, and I took him out, and you know he scored. Of course he did. But I didn't get none of it. So I'm not playing him. Pissed off at him. Eric Gustafsson defensively at 4,500 is a pretty decent play. It looks rather nice. So is Brent Seabrook. That's a pretty nice play too at 5K. Duncan Keith, he's got gray hair. But at 4,400, he's in play too. Yeah, that's about it. And as far as no, I can't play Delia. I can't play Delia. Colorado side, guys, it's I mean, this is just straight, sheer common sense. It's the old KISS factor, so to speak. Keep it simple, stupid. And when it comes to playing Colorado, you keep it simple, stupid. I truly believe that if you play Colorado, it has to be Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen. It didn't take very long for them to bring Kerfoot up, did it? He just come back the other day, and they already brought him back up to the second line. So I kind of like that, actually, to be honest with you. I kind of like Kerfoot there at 2,700. If his price holds true at that, 2,700, don't pay no attention to those minutes. He is just coming back off injury. Kerfoot is interesting at 2,700, and man, will he be chalky. He will be super, super, super chalky free square just because of the price. And because he does play on that second line, he'll be fine there. But that would be it for Colorado forward-wise. Sam Girard, maybe. Defense is ugly here. Tyson Berry, 5,400. I'd like to see him score. 3 assists, 13 shots. Does have 2 power play points. That's interesting. Very interesting on FanDuel, to be honest with you. He's the same exact price on FanDuel as he is on DK, so that's interesting, to say the least. I do think Grubauer is in play. Yeah, Cole. Dallas is killing lots of people, especially after they were being promoted so hard on one of the other shows we talked about today. So, what is this here? So, Comfort gets the top power play time and not Kerfoot yet. Is Kerfoot on the second unit? No, Kerfoot's not anywhere yet. I look for that to change eventually here. JT Comfort is probably going to come off this top power play unit. They'll put Kerfoot in there or some shit like that, or at least bring him up here and give Kerfoot time on the second unit. It is what it is, guys. Grubauer is certainly in play here, man. I just caution you, it's over the last 5 games, he's 1-1-1. Goals against is 3.31. Save percentage is 0.889. It's not like it's stunning off the chart kind of numbers here, man. So I didn't scratch out 3 goalies here. I kept Anderson, I kept Holtby, I kept Grubauer. So maybe I do 3 lineups tomorrow, 1 with each goalie. Some shit like that. Jared, we should be able to get the game in, man. I'm thinking here should be enough. Should be enough of something, I think, right?
Enough of something. I think that's the way we gotta go, right?
I don't know, man. It's pretty ugly.
I think we might have to change our game to like a 12-point to like a 9-pointer.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, whatever. It's your diamond stack. We won't worry about points here. Why don't you just give me your favorite stack for your diamond stack?
Let's see here. You know what? For me, I'm gonna go with Ottawa, using that break time here. And I guess, favorite stack here, I'm going to have to say, we'll call it favorite stack now, like you said here. And I'm going that first line, Ottawa. And I think that's going to be a good play for me. And to your point of ownership, I think that might be a sneaky one to maybe get by with maybe a 15% ownership in some contests here. And that's Brady Tkachuk, Colin White, Mark Stone. I think they're going to shoot a little bit more, and hopefully throw some conversions out there. Get that 3-way goal and 2 assists a couple times, and we'll be happy here. I do believe they use the rest to their advantage and put up 4 goals.
I think my favorite overall line combo, so my favorite 3-man stack would be the Buffalo line 1, Eichel, Skinner, and Reinhart. Just because I don't like one solid line from Washington, I like a couple off of both the top 2 lines. I'll go with Buffalo line 1. Give me, instead of a snowflake stack, give me your favorite defensive play tomorrow.
Favorite defensive unit, I still think it has to be the Rasmus brothers, and I tell you what, since I've really started zoning in over the past week, and don't call it for what it's worth, but sacrificing a winger lately and up paying on defensemen. Today I put an up pay on Morgan Riley for 6,800, I think it was. Dude got me 9 points. So even tomorrow, I think is one where you chance up paying on those defensemen and then canceling out with some low priced wingers.
Okay, so give me one of your Rasmus brothers. Who do you like more, Ristolainen or Dahlin?
Ristolainen.
My favorite defensive play on the slate is Chabot. I like that young cat, man. He's a good player. And I also think that they really need his scoring abilities. So, let's go. We got enough for this one. Boulder or Warren? What do you got here?
There won't be one, to tell you the truth here, but I'm going to say that Holtby has the best game, though.
Okay.
With a 1-goal kind of performance.
Fair enough. I'm taking Anderson. Just because. So that's it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. It's 3-game slate, real simple. Like I said earlier in this show, we will be in the Slack chat room tomorrow. There's always somebody in there doing something, talking about something, plays being put out there. I really like it. I've been enjoying that for the most part so far. It helps me out a ton, talking through plays, because I'm not an expert. I'm just like everybody else in here, man. This is a community. We're the same as everybody else. There's probably guys that watch our videos and maybe even subscribe to our channels. And I know for a fact there's guys in our league that are way better than me, man. Just hands down, maybe not necessarily way better than me, but maybe they have, yeah, Cole, it did help. Actually, I played Ekman Larson. I would have never did that if I didn't hash that out with you today. And he got a goal. So, there's guys in the league that are great, man. Great players. But, maybe they just got way more time than what we do to do research. So, me being a truck driver, Slack channel helps out a lot for me, man. Maybe there's times I'm not in there doing something. Yeah, I got to take once in a while and, look at the road. Can't stare at my phone the whole time. But with that being said, I want everybody, seriously, give us a thumbs up. It helps us out a ton, not monetary wise. It just gets us put up there at the top of search pages, gets more people in here, more exposure. We hit that 100 subscriber mark to give away that free hat. Raiders, we'll see you tomorrow in the chat, I'm sure. You're getting out of here. Cole, I hope you're in there too as well. Myron, I don't know if you're in the chat or not, man, but if you're not, hit me up over at DFS Quarry, man. I can send the invite out to your email there, man. Something like that. You might enjoy that. There's a bunch of us in there talking all day, man. It's great. So Jared, I ain't got nothing else. You got anything else, man?
Nope. Just another aggravating Friday with 3 games.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Good luck, and hit us up, man. Right, DFS Quarry. Good luck to everybody. Hit us up in that Slack channel, man. Hit me up on on Twitter. Hit Jared on Twitter. We'll be around all day tomorrow. We're both at work, but don't tell our bosses, right? So we'll see you guys back in here again tomorrow night. And good luck to everyone tomorrow. Thanks for everybody stopping in. I know it was a short slate, short video, but we all got to get some rest sometime. See you guys. Good luck.